Hey everyone, today I want to talk about how to move forward and how to process life when life hits you like a ton of bricks. By the way, I'd love to hear from you. If you relate to this video, please give this video a thumbs up and comment below. I think the YouTube community provides an excellent opportunity for us to support each other, so I'd love to hear from you. When I have mentioned this topic in previous videos on this channel as well as my other channel, youtube.com/CrystalRoseLove, it's amazing the number of people who commented saying that they've been through something similar or they are going through something similar, and it's just so amazing for a community to get together and to support each other. It means the world to me. But yeah, the last 7 to 8 months of my life have been a whirlwind, a complete whirlwind. My life got completely shifted and turned upside down, and it's been a lot to process. I lost my mom late last year. Within the past 7 to 8 months as well, I went through a big heartbreak. So my heart broke more than once over the past 7 to 8 months with the amount of loss that I've experienced, and my mom being a core element and part of my identity. Her passing was such a massive, like a key shift in my life. I mean, her being my biggest cheerleader and just so much of my identity and my sense of who I am and how I see the world, and just so much being attached to her and loving her and her being my best friend. It completely flipped my life upside down. To experience that kind of loss where your identity gets hit in that way and your sense of self, I mean, it's amazing how you just question, how is the world continuing to move? Because it feels like your life completely stopped. It feels like things just stood still. And it's almost like a movie where you're frozen in time, but somehow things are still moving around you, and it's like to some degree you feel like nothing can make you get unstuck. I've had a lot of time, well, not a lot, I've spent a lot of time, I'll put it that way, in the processing phase, and every day is a processing day for me. But I will say that, and every day is different. There isn't a day where I don't think about her. I think about her all the time. What I keep in mind though, and something that stays true to me on a daily basis, is I know with my mom being my biggest cheerleader and just her love and the amount of sacrifice and just the amount of dedication she showed to her children to make sure that we lived a certain life and that we were able to have access to certain opportunities and to be able to live a life that she wanted for us. I mean, she worked so hard and she lived a great life herself. I mean, traveled the world, experienced so many amazing things. And I think about just knowing what she would say to me. I mean, I have so many emails from her, and everything is like encouragement and moving forward and never getting stuck and persevering. And I know that she would not want me to get stuck in a period of grief for too long. She would know that it would be difficult for me, but she definitely would want me to move forward and to live a life of happiness and peace and joy, all of that. And when oftentimes, a lot of the time, I feel her peace. Even when I say that, I feel her peace and her joy, her spirit. I just feel, and I just know that to be true, that she would want me to continue moving forward. And that's what gets me through every day. That's what gets me through those moments where I really just want to curl into a ball and cry. Is knowing that she wants me to persevere. She wants me to keep pushing forward. She wants me to keep excelling. And she wants me to ultimately live a life of peace and joy and happiness. And when you remember, especially when you go through a loss that's so close to you, that's a part of your core, when you think about what that person who passed away, what they would want for your life, that's something that when you think about it, you're like, you know what? That's what's going to help me get unstuck. That's what's going to help me push past that feeling like you're in cement and you can't move. Thinking and remembering what they would want for your life, because you know, with them being so a part of your core, a part of your identity, you know what they would want for your life. You know what they would say to you. I have so many emails from her, and in moments where I feel that stuck, I look through my email. I mean, I'm actually thinking about making a scrapbook, like printing off her emails and putting them into like a nice, pretty scrapbook that I can just open and look through. But so many encouraging emails over the years. It's just so, when I don't remember it myself, I look at my emails and it's that zap that I need to keep pushing and keep moving forward and not get stuck. So yeah, when you go through a massive loss, remember what that person would want for you, which is to keep moving forward, to keep pushing forward, and don't let life stop. You want to continue living on their legacy, and you want to make them proud, and also find peace as well in that knowledge of what they would want for you. And for me, it's finding peace in the knowledge that my mom wants me to be happy, and she wants me to be well, and she wants me to live a life of joy and peace. That matters, and that helps me so much. Within the past 7 to 8 months, I've also experienced heartbreak loss. And I think when anyone goes through a heartbreak, it's also a big impact on you, and it's parting yourself from someone who, you know, is still there, still maybe even in your circle, or just someone you may run into again. But you know, it's a love disconnect, or not even, you still love them, but it's not someone that is as close to you as they used to be, and that's tough. I will say, first of all, it's very tough to go through losing someone, like an actual loss, the passing of someone who is like your core, and then, you know, and then also experiencing a relationship heartbreak. It's a lot to process within a particular period of time. It's just, so yeah, life has definitely been like a tornado for me. But when I think about the heartbreak, I think, you know what, and then putting that in context, I think to myself, my mom would want me to be happy. And life in general, you want to be happy with the right person. And, you know, when it comes to relationships, people will come and go. And I actually have another video about like breakups and how to process that. But what I will say is that when it comes to a love loss, it's important to remember who you are. Take that time to find yourself and to process what happened, but don't get stuck. Again, you don't want to get stuck, because it's very easy to do so and feel like so much of your identity is wrapped up in that relationship, and to feel like, well, how do I move forward? Everything is moving around me and I feel like I'm stuck in cement. And in that type of loss, it's important to find your identity and remember who you are. Find that strength, because you have it in there. You have that strength, and remember that there is more love out there, and that when you are ready, you will be able to indulge in that love when you're ready, when you feel whole again. Because it's very easy to want to like jump into a new relationship after a heartbreak, and you really need to take that time for yourself to think about what you want, to assess what didn't work out in that relationship, but also think about what do you want, what do you want for yourself. Think about who you are, what do you want for yourself, so that when a new relationship comes by, you know what you want, what your boundaries are. Boundaries are key. What your boundaries are, and what you want and what you don't want moving forward. And I think that's the beauty of life when it comes to relationships and love, is that just because someone's separated from your life and you need to take a step forward does not mean that life stops, and does not mean that you won't be able to find a new amazing love. It means actually that life did you a favor to some degree, and that you're able to close a certain chapter in your life that just didn't work out. And life, as long as you're allowing life to do so, because you can actually stop and say, no, I'm going to shut myself off to new love and new opportunity. But allow life to show you what's out there. Put yourself out there. Indulge in hobbies that you love. Be willing to open up that new door. There might be a big question mark when you open that door, but you shut the other door. That chapter's done. And now it's a matter of being willing to walk to that new door and accept the fact that there's going to be a question mark there, but walk through that door anyway and allow life to surprise you and to amaze you with what's out there. It's very easy to assume that we know everything and we know what the future holds. We don't. And we may think, think about, maybe reflect on the amazing times with the other person and say, well, will life be able to bring something like that back into my life because we had some really good times together? Yeah, life can actually give you something even better if you allow it to. So when it comes down to relationship loss, allow life to surprise you and allow life to bring you something better. But in order for life to do that, you have to be willing to take that next step and allow that question mark to eventually dissipate, and you'll be able to see what the next step is, who the next person is. But you really do need to take that time for yourself first, so you don't jump from relationship to relationship without feeling whole in yourself first. So this is kind of like a lot to talk about, but I did want to make this video because it's something that on a day-to-day basis I do process, and it's something that if you're going through loss, either a passing of a loved one or a relationship loss, or any type of loss, I really encourage you not to get stuck. Don't get down on yourself when you do get stuck, because that does happen, and there's a whole bunch of emotional phases that you go through. But as you continue to process on a day-to-day basis, don't rush the processing, because it is going to be day-to-day, and don't beat yourself up about it. Every day is a new day of processing, and don't put a timeline on the processing. I mean, if you Google like what the different stages are of loss, I mean, everyone takes loss differently, so don't feel like you have to subscribe to a certain timeline or anything like that. But what I will say, it is a day-to-day process, and be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself, but also know that as long as there's breath in your body, as long as you're still living on this earth, enjoy life and be at peace with yourself. Be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself, and enjoy life. Allow life to continue, and don't get stuck in one place. At some point, get out of bed and push forward, move forward. Because you know that's what's best for you. You know that it is the better option compared to staying in place and not taking any additional steps. Life keeps going, and you have to embrace that fact. And when you embrace that fact, it's amazing how things can shift, and better things will come your way when you allow life to move forward. Get unstuck. That might be the name of the video. Get unstuck. In the face of loss, it's important to get unstuck, and when you do, it's just amazing how life can surprise you. So yeah, that's my video for today. I might have like a part 2 or part 3 to this video, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye.